All right. Oh boy. We're going to Connecticut. Title says, Connecticut man allegedly sexually assaulted girl in foster care over 4,000 times. Got her pregnant at 13. True Crime Daily published February 2nd, 2024, and this is in Bristol. And it says, a 63-year-old man who was being charged with sexual assault allegedly raped a young girl in foster care thousands of times over the course of 11 years and got her pregnant when she was a teenager. Court records show Roger Barrield is charged with first-degree sexual assault and a risk of injury to a child. He was arrested January 26 and posted $200,000 bond. According to Barrield's arrest warrant cited by Connecticut Insider, the victim and Barrield met in 2004 when she was living with another family in foster care. She alleges he started assaulting her soon after that. Then, she reportedly went under his care, where the rapes allegedly occurred daily. The victim reportedly said she believes she was assaulted by Barrield 4,000 times. The Connecticut Department of Children and Families told the Connecticut Insider that Barrield and his wife are not foster parents, and that their department did not place the victim in his care. The statement said, the Barrields were never licensed to care for her, nor did they act in the capacity as her foster parents. The family received guardianship of the victim via the probate court as a child. NBC Connecticut reports the assaults occurred until 2015 when she was 20 years old. She reportedly got pregnant with his child when she was 13 years old. According to the Connecticut Insider, Barrield was arrested in 2007 for alleged sexual misconduct, but the charges were later dropped. The victim reportedly moved out of his house until the case was dismissed, but when she went back, he allegedly continued to assault her. The victim reportedly said Barrield's wife was in the same house when he allegedly raped her on a regular basis. The victim's attorney, Nate Baber, told NBC Connecticut she fell through the cracks. She fell through the canyons. The lack of oversight and awareness and supervision of this child who was in foster care, for at least at one point, is so alarming that it begs a complete investigation by DCF and anyone involved in it as to how this could have happened. DCF Commissioner Vanessa Durantes said about the allegations, there's limited information that I can share, but what I can share unequivocally is that the department did not place this child in this home. Unequivocally, huh? But she was there for 11 years. 11 years. So in 11 years, no one in that department realized that. Do you see why I agreed with that guy at the beginning of the stream when we saw that first case? The guy that he posed as a minor and got that dude to meet up with him and shot him. I mean, if it wouldn't happen for the robbing part, this guy was robbing him. He was planning on robbing him after he shot him. I get that part. Yeah. But do you understand why I said that I agree with him that law enforcement, police, they don't do as much as they're supposed to be doing with child sex predators, child sex assaulters and shit. Dude, this guy did this for 11 years. Motherfucker, in 11 years, you didn't notice once, like, maybe this child, like, you didn't ask yourself, was that child supposed to be with this person? So you just, like, it's like, how is anyone supposed to have any sort of faith in these, like, government departments? I mean, and I know, no, come on. 11 years? Like, I could understand if they made a mistake and it's like a day or two, a week, damn, that wasn't supposed to happen. There's some, fine. I don't even give them the benefit of the doubt that there was some sort of, like, mix up with some paperwork and shit, but word, you're gonna tell me, dude, that 11 years, almost 3 presidencies, you didn't notice once that person was not supposed to be in that house? Like, do you understand how bad you failed as an institution, as a group of adults, and as individuals? You all failed this person. You should pay this child massive amounts of money. This person should be paid till tomorrow and forever. Like, check after check after check. How the fuck do you fail someone on so many levels? Bro, they're not even registered foster parents. Like, the bare you didn't even do the bare minimum. Yo, we're so screwed. We're so fucked, bro. Like, are you? Come on now. Like, there's limited information that I can share, but what I can share unequivocally is that the department did not place this child in this home. No shit, Sherlock. Kind of late for that now, huh? I don't know, man. You're kind of late. She's already an adult. She was pregnant by this person. 13. 13, and none of you did anything. You should all pay this person from your own goddamn paychecks. Man, fuck getting paid. It should be taken out of your, because you failed. You failed. These institutions, judicial systems, dude, we put so much faith in all of these people, and dude, they are consistently failing us. The Barrios were never licensed to care for her, nor did they act in the capacity as her foster parents, because they weren't registered, because they weren't foster parents. Like, yo, you literally gave a minor to 2 random strangers. One of the random strangers already had a case of sexual misconduct, even though it was dropped, because of course it was dropped. And then not only does all this shit happen, motherfucker, you let him out? You let him post bail? $200,000? Where did this guy get the $200,000? Why is no one asking questions? Why is it only us? Why are we doing their job? I'm not getting paid for this shit. Bruh. I can only laugh. You can only laugh because do you understand the layers? This is an onion, and we are peeling the layers off of this shit. Do you understand? Just heed the words that are coming out of my mouth. A minor was given to 2 random people that weren't even foster parents. They weren't even in the system. And they gave the child to him. Wow. Wow, God, I just hope that girl has some people in her life willing to lead her down a good path and just tell her, like, listen, a lawyer that just comes out of nowhere. I was like, listen, lady, listen, I'm gonna do this to you. I'm gonna do this for you. Pro bono. I'm not gonna charge you a dime for this shit. Let's fucking get them. Let's get them. And that they just, like, sue this fucking DCF and fucking sue them for every single penny that they have, that the fucking thing has to close down. Because this is just a case that we know about now. Bro, how many cases of these are not do you really think that this is the only one, the only minor that they gave to some random people? This probably happened before. This has happened before. Yikes. Isn't that something, huh? Isn't that something? Isn't that something? They took the child away from him and they gave the child right back. To people that were not even foster parents. Man, they should be put into jail, bro. Like, they should be incarcerated. 11 years. That's crazy. Well, I'm just gonna play the video. This is NBCConnecticut.com. Shout out Connecticut. I've driven past that state. Really beautiful. Alright, let's check it out. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with the volume. I'm going to put it on slowly because sometimes they just start.
A shocking case out of Bristol where a 63-year-old man has been charged with first-degree sexual assault. According to an arrest warrant, he's accused of sexually assaulting a child in his care thousands of times.
Yeah, the allegations actually date back to 2004, and the accuser said the suspect got her pregnant when she was just 13 years old. NBC Connecticut's Amanda Pitts spoke with her attorney today. She joins us live now from Bristol with the latest.
Well, Kevin, Amber, that accuser claims she was sexually assaulted upwards of 4,000 times between 2004 and 2015. Her attorney says this was a massive failure by DCF. It was last May when attorney Nate Baber and his client entered the Bristol Police Department to report what they say was an egregious sexual assault.
Summon the courage to say, you know what, I'm not going to let this go.
The accuser, according to an arrest warrant, told police that 63-year-old Roger Barrialt had abused her thousands of times from the age of 9 to 20. She claims the abuse started in 2004 when her alleged foster parent left her in the care of Roger and his wife Darlene.
This foster girl, she was in care since she was 6 months old, was placed in a foster home by DCF. She was then allowed to move to another house without DCF even knowing about it, and was there for a year before DCF even suspected something. The foster mother was in North Carolina.
The warrant states during the span of the abuse, she got pregnant at age 13, and from that point forward, claims she was raped almost daily until age 20.
She fell through the cracks. She fell through canyons.
In a statement, DCF said, quote, the family received guardianship of the victim via the probate court as a child.
There's limited information that I can share, but what I can share unequivocally is that the department did not place this child in this home.
DCF continued to say the Barrialts were not foster parents to the victim, nor were they ever licensed to care for her. Baber says DCF's own records tell a different story.
Darlene Barrialt was my client's foster mother. They used foster mother, foster father, foster child, foster parents repeatedly from 2006 to 2015. They don't even know what their role was. How can that be?
We asked DCF if the victim was a foster child prior to 2004, but didn't hear back. Baber says multiple people reported the abuse to DCF, and according to the warrant, a family member told police they witnessed it themselves. Baber, a foster parent himself, called the case disturbing and hopes change comes from it.
They failed in every one of those ways. In investigating guardianship, in controlling the situation as the managers of foster care, and in investigating reports of abuse and neglect that spanned 12 years.
Now, Barrialt did bond out. He's due in court later this month. I did reach out to his attorney for comment, but have not heard back. Live in Bristol, Amanda Pitts, NBC, Connecticut News.
Man, fuck his comment. You go to hell for all I care. And his DCF. Bro, you guys should all be fired. Defund the DCF. In fucking Bristol, Connecticut. They failed. They failed. I mean, who's to say that that guy would not have just taken the girl to another country? They didn't fucking know. They weren't registered foster parents apparently. Well, that's what one source says, but then they say in the paperwork they were named as her foster parents, but it's a mixed match of information, and the only person affected is the girl that was being raped daily for 11 years. 11 years. Lock him up. Lock him up. Throw away the key. That's corruption. You want to talk about corruption? This is what corruption looks like. This is what corruption looks like. Institutions not having a clue of what they're doing and just doing this to someone. Like, they just gave this child. He could have just taken her to like Mexico or some shit like that. Could have just like taken her to the end of the world, and they would have never noticed. The crimes were reported to them, and they still didn't do anything. Wow. Isn't that something, huh? Isn't that something? And they never said anything about... Again, okay, in their defense, they neither denied nor kind of implied that the child is still alive. They just kept it at... She got pregnant at the age of 13. So we don't even know if there's a baby involved in this at this point. Mind you, this was a span of 11 years. She's an adult already, so she's already past the age of 20. But nonetheless, we don't know that part. So we can only speculate. Yeah, this happened. This happened. In this country, this shit happened. That's crazy. Wow. Probably one of the worst cases against a child that we've read in all the time that I have doing KAS True Crime. Because this is deep. This is deep. This is not only like a person or like a family or something. This is an institution. This is a group of people being paid with taxpayer money. This is a group of people that have insurances and shit, like health insurance, and like their employees and stuff. Like this is deep. Who failed? Where did it start? Who was the first person? Why did it get to this point? 11 years. How many people probably worked in that institution, in this whatever DCF, the Connecticut Department of Children and Families? They probably fired and hired a whole bunch of people in 11 years. Not one person was like, wow, I wonder if this child was supposed to be with this family. Doesn't seem like they're registered foster parents. Look at that shit. Look at this piece of shit, bro. Wow.